Hey, welcome to the vlog. Yesterday, we started making toilet paper, and today, I'd like to show you what we've got. That's a roll of toilet paper. It's not what I made, but it's a nice prop. Anyways, it'll be months waiting for this stuff to decoagulate, I guess, or whatever it's doing. It's just much easier to go and buy toilet paper. It really is. If you're really interested in how to make paper, just Google it. There's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube of how to make paper. And that's something I've done and something that Heidi's done, and we're set up to do it. I'm not going to do it here. It's too labor intensive. You get wet. Yeah. So you can go to just Google and see how you can find that stuff. What am I going to do today? Today it's a rainy day, so that means if you didn't pick up leaves outside yesterday for toilet paper, those leaves will be wet. Yeah, you want to keep them, be prepared. Have a little bucket of dry leaves beside the toilet would be handy. Yeah, so it's rained. There's been some storms go through. The lights have flickered. Wouldn't that be great if the power went off? Add to the pandemonium of the SARS, the new COVID-19 SARS. There's their little red ray gun bird. So my day's almost done. I've been helping the girls with their online stuff. They're both pretty much computer illiterate, so I've been showing Heidi how to save a file, transfer a file, save it someplace else is something different. And yeah, and Jasmine, I'm trying to get her set up. She has a speech to text program that is being finicky right now. I remember I came out here to do something. Oh yeah, get out of the house. That's why I'm out here. Just avoiding them, trying not to be pulled in 8 different directions all the time, trying to stay a meter or 2 away from them. I found a fun thing to do. This is my rudder here, and I haven't drawn my extra lines on it, but I'm going to do that. Remember this? Chase the little girl. Lots of fun. I've already got some lines on it. I'm just going to draw some arbitrary lines that I can measure off of, because I know where this line is. It's 9.5 inches from the back. So I'm going to put another line that's the width of this, which is probably an inch and a bit. Oh, it's right on an inch. Imagine. I'm going to do another one too. Why not? So these other lines that I'm putting on are just so I can measure off of something that's not the back of the rudder, just so I have something closer to measure from as I try and round these out and make them even. If you take a look here at the bottom of the rudder, it's not helping. You can see the kind of the shape. I've messed up the shape a little bit. This should be a little shaved off. But the rudder goes back on a certain angle. It gets messed up around here. This is a little thick. And then it ends in a flat. This flat is supposed to be, I think it's 1/4 of an inch for the length of this rudder. I'm going to make it smaller. And I'm going to do that because I don't like how my other rudder, it wobbles. sometimes. I think that wobble is caused by this back edge. So we're going to make this one thinner, and hopefully this one doesn't wobble. Okay, dealing with our bumps here. Turbicals. I'm measuring from the first line I've drawn, and I've got a 40 millimeters, which is, I don't know what that is in inches. It's just over 1.5 inches is our depth out from this line. So I'm going to now measure my inside bump, or dip, I guess, and try and get that equal. It doesn't really need to be equal, but I want it equal all across. So the number, if I come up with 28, that's fine. It's not half, but it's going to be equal all along. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So that is how much? 30. Huh. So here's what I'm looking at. I'll try and shape everything so that they're all 40 from the line and all 30 from the dip. And now I've got to look at the width of them, or yeah, I guess the width. And here's our width. We're 1.5 inches thick. I guess it's the width. The thickness is what I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to try to do is take the dip and make that curve go, the curve, I guess, go all the way into this inside line and stop there. So it's a nice gentle curve going around. And I'll try and make them all equal, both sides. If I don't make it equal on both sides, the rudder's going to want to turn all the time. Okay, I've got this figured out. I've measured both sides of the bumps. And I'm going to draw a line 15 millimeters from this line. So across there. I'll draw it on here. I'll draw it on there too. And that will be the end of the curving for the turbicals. So I know where to stop sculpting them. This is where I'm going to draw my line. So I've got my other line drawn on, just on the turbicals on both sides. And I was thinking I'll draw on the profile of the inner part going back to the line. And I might do that, but it's going to be kind of a guesswork. I'll just kind of have to position this in the center. One of the things I did wrong when I started this is I just used this as my template to go along. Well, the measurements got out a little bit going all the way along. And I don't even know, I never measured this to see if it was equal across there. Kind of looks it, at first glance anyways. So I should have made definite marks at measurements at specific points and then used something to make my bumps. But I didn't. So we got to work with what we got because I'm not putting another edge on this. So I'm going to eyeball it. I'll go by the center of the dip and the center of this, and we'll mark them as we go. There's my dips. I didn't go all the way to the line. And I didn't go all the way to the line because I used the front edge of this on the line that I drew on the turbicals. Something like that. I thought if I went all the way to the line, if we move this back to the line, see how much I would lose of the turbical? I'd lose a bunch of the bump. So I'm going to try and keep it a constant where I'll keep the bump. I don't know if I'll feather it further or not. Just keep going. There's a program called AutoCAD. CAD. It's a design program where you can go in and design things in 2 and 3D and have things designed and set up that you can just have something go along and cut it for you. I think I would have been probably better off to do the learning curve of CAD. Really, how hard can it be? Versus doing this by hand, because I'm taking a ton of time second guessing myself and then finding, oh geez, I should have done it this way, I should have done it this way. If I'd have just learned CAD, or a little bit of CAD, enough to have this cut, I could have just sent this off to somebody with a machine to cut it, and then I could have just glued it on. Just give them a 2x4. Here, there you go. Cut little loops in this for me. There you go. I didn't do that though. So let's keep screwing around with this. So this is the other side now that I'm putting my inner bump template, or inner gully dip template drawing on. Well, there we go. That's side 2 done. For marking anyways. I don't know how I'm going to sand this out yet. I think I should probably do it with a round thing with sandpaper on it. I found just the thing. It's an old trailer bunk roller. It's not quite round. It's hard as, I don't know if I've ever seen anything harder than this rubber roller. But it'll do. I think I'll just take my time. Go along like this. Wear gloves though. Try and get the shot. I lose the camera. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm making out pretty good here. This is pretty tiring on the arm, but I guess it's got to be done. I'm not going for perfection, but I'm going for close enough. This is going to be glassed over with fiberglass, so it's going to be a different shape in the end. But I want it to be a consistent shape, kind of a consistent shape to start with. Then I'm not sanding through fiberglass down to wood again and then having to build the whole thing up, because I've done that. So almost on this side. I will do my measurements on my bumps just to make sure that they're all the same on this side. I'll flip it over and go on the other side. Okay, I've got all my indentations the same size. Now I'm going to make all of the bumps, the turbicals, the same size, or about the same size. So this flattening my turbicals, or getting them all the same height, or same bump, is going to be kind of hand sanding, just with some wrapped up sandpaper. So in making these the same height all the way out, what I'm doing is I'm sanding back to this edge here, this mark that I put on earlier, just so I know I've got that same curve on each one of them. So this one's almost done, this one's almost done, and you can tell they're looking pretty good. You get down here, they're looking a little rough, but a little hand sanding and we will have that fixed right up. With the magic of editing, Look at those turbicals. That looks great, eh? I gotta do it to the other side too. So we'll flip this over, do it to the other side, and hopefully as we get there, we'll end up in the middle with this leading edge being in the center of the board. I don't know where it is now. I'm not even going to bother measuring. Because why? So here's side 2. Looking pretty snazzy. But look at this. That doesn't look like it's centered at all, does it? Oh, coming down this end, it looks pretty good. But down here, it's not. And you can see these ridges here. That's got to be more blunt. So I'm going to round over my leading edge and make it more blunt in the centers, which will make my measurements a little different. But hey, that's fine as long as we have the right foil shape going into the water, through the water, I guess. I'm gonna wrap it up here. My arms are getting tired, so we'll come back to this tomorrow, assuming that the world is still here. Thanks for watching. Please click clicky things and wash your hands. Don't cough on people. Refrain from hugs out in public. That type of stuff. It's this new COVID-19 thing has got the world up in arms, and we'll get over it. We just don't want everybody to get sick at once. Most people are going to get sick. Take a look on the World Health Organization's website for more information. I think Johns Hopkins University also has a good web page talking about the COVID-19, and it has a tracker as well to show how many people in what countries have the disease, and if it's going up or going down. Take care.